99% of people on this planet have experienced an issue with their car. Whether it be a flat tire or a complete engine seize, everyone has experienced an issue. So know that you're not alone. But there are ways that you can decrease the amount of times that you actually have car issues. And all you have to do is listen to me. No, I'm joking. However, knowing what common issues are regular on your car, well, it's important and it can be a big relief, and that's what I'm going to tell you today. I'm going to do a couple of parts to this because obviously there's too many cars on this planet to do in one video. So if you have any suggestions on which cars I should do, well, leave them down below. And again, I'm Sebastian from UK, making a home for myself here at Western Auto Sales. And let's see what's wrong with your whip. My first car on this list was actually the most sold used car in 2022. It's a little Ford truck called the F-150. As most of you know, I'm not the biggest Ford fan in the world, so trust me when I say it shocked me to see that this was the #1 selling used car. I thought it was certainly going to be the Toyota Camry or something like that, but as we all know, even the best of people are wrong sometimes. Right, so what can possibly be wrong with the most sold car of 2022? Surely not that much, right? Well, as I said earlier, even the best of cars go wrong a couple of times. But what exactly is wrong with this car? To start off with, as it is a case with most models of the F-150, the car identifies as a fountain and leaks coolant like a bitch. Well, what's wrong with that happening? That will cause your car to overheat, because what coolant does is, well, cools the engine. Pretty self-explanatory name, I guess. And overheating is brutal. It can cause major damage to the engine. And if it's left untreated and you continue to drive it while it's overheating, well, that can cause a full engine shut-off. Not to mention, it's a pain in the ass to have to pull over all the time. And think about the embarrassment of when the smoke is rising up out the front of your car, making it look almost like a cartoon breakdown. And that's not the only issue that the F-150 has. Again, related to the overheating is the head gaskets. They also cause a car to overheat. And when they blow to smithereens, well, that causes a plethora of issues. Shaking, rough idles, overheating, just the works. And how does that happen, may you ask? Well, oil will drip out of the head gaskets, causing them to run obscurely and create a problem that millions of Americans have. The final common issue that the F-150 has, well, it's again related to overheating. Seems as though we've found the culprit to the issues, huh? These F-150s definitely seem to run hot. But the temperature sensor within the engine, that's faulty, which causes the fans to run constantly, affecting the use of the AC. Oh, couldn't imagine that here in Fresno. No way I could be doing that. But those are the most common issues with the F-150. Not to say that it's a bad car, but, you know, it's Ford. The next model is another popular one. It's the one that's as reliable as a roach. Even a nuke can't kill it. And if you don't understand that reference, that's actually back from my first video. Quick, go check it out before I spoil the surprise. Okay, it's the Honda Civic. And even though a nuke can't kill these cars, well, there are a few things that can, like these. And to start with, the single most reported issue that the Honda Civics have had is related to the transmission. Especially in the early models, well, the transmissions, they were just shite. And how do you know when your transmission is going out? Well, don't worry, because there's a few signs that you might notice. First is slips in the transmission. This is a very common one because this is when your car skips a gear. So instead of going smoothly from 1 to 2, well, it jerks from 1 to 3, which is definitely no good. And another sign that you can tell if your transmission is going out is, well, when you're idling, if you feel a lot of shaking or a lot of grinding, that's another sign that your transmission could be slipping. You can actually feel this pretty early into a transmission going out. So if you do start feeling anything like that, well, take it to your local mechanic, have them quickly check it out. It will save you a fortune in the long run, because those transmissions, well, they're going to cost you a pretty penny. Brand new, you're looking anywhere from 2 to 4,000, and used, you're probably looking at 1.5 to 2.5 grand. So it's a ton of money, and that's not even factoring in the labor cost, which will probably be another grand. All in all, if your transmission goes out, you're looking at close to $5,000. Yikes. So watch out for those signs, because catching it early will save you a fortune. Another issue that these Hondas seem to have is, well, you know the engine bay? Well, it tends to crack. Yep, the thing that makes your car run, well, it does like an ass and cracks. And what does that do? Well, similar to the F-150, it actually causes the car to overheat significantly. it also just leaks and leaks and leaks, both coolant and engine oil. And what happens when your oil leaks? Well, it dries up your engine and it will probably ruin it, rotting it from the inside. Boom, just like that, you're in the hole 7 grand. Because once your engine goes to shit, well, I can't even tell you how much it's gonna cost. Oh my goodness. But this also causes excess amounts of smoke to go out of the bag because it's burning away all that excess oil. And what does that do? Well, for anyone that's behind you, it causes them cancer. Lastly, you guys know I can't make a video about issues and include Ford and not include Chevy. So I went ahead and added Chevy onto this list. The old Equinox. What are the problems with you? Well, there's a lot because it's Chevy, but I'll only run through the main ones. Because here we're not really going toe for toe. In my opinion, the F-150 is a significantly more reliable car, but that's just me. Obviously, the Equinox is good in its own ways, but in terms of every aspect ever, the F-150 is better. But the first issue you'll find with the Equinox, specifically in the V6 model, is the timing chain. The timing belt is easily damaged or defective, and what it does is, well, it allows for the valves to open and close at the right times, and this can absolutely ruin a car. It will screw around with the internal computer system, and well, that is going to cost you an arm and a leg to fix. It will also cause the check engine light to come up constantly, which is always annoying, and it keeps you on edge. Every time I'm driving a car and a check engine light pops up on me, well, my heart skips a beat, not gonna lie. So to move away from the 6 cylinders and go into the 4 bangers, when Chevy announced the Equinox, they said it wasn't going to lose more than a quart of oil every month, which of course would be fantastic. But like most things, it was a lie, because that bitch loses more than 4 quarts a month, which is ridiculous. Do you know how long it would take before you needed an oil change losing 4 quarts of gas? No, seriously, I actually have no idea. But these Equinoxes have a ton of issues, from overheating to engine issues, etc, etc. And these are just a few cars in my arsenal. I have more, so I'll put them out, but hey, let me know down in the comments the next cars you want to see. Obviously, if anybody has these issues with their car, well, I'm not here to fix it. So take it down to a local mechanic. Don't rely on some crappy YouTube video to let you know what the issues are and help you out. Unless it's Chris Fix It. He's amazing. But for right now, you guys take care and peace.